It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Preparing the montage.
Last time on the adventures of Lord Deathman. Jason, you're in charge of the Code 10.
Hello, Nemesis.
Are you fucking...
And now we continue. Now, Jason, I'm not fucking doing it. Yes, you are. No amount of money in the world can make me go back and fight Lord Worst Supervillain name of all time, supervillains. Yes, he can be really fucking annoying, but we've got to deal with him. He's a supervillain, for God's sake. Did you even watch that video he sent you?
It is I, Lord Deathman.
To be honest with you, no. After I saw the gimp suit and the skeleton head, I kind of dipped. Well, I did. 3 fucking times. Okay, it couldn't have been that long if you were able to watch it 3 times. It was 4 hours long, Bruce. 4 fucking hours. Well, you're in this deep, so you might as well go and deal with it. I'm not doing it, no fucking way. Well, you're gonna have to find someone to cover for you then, because I'm sure as hell not doing it. Who in their right mind is going to cover Lord Deathman for me? Well, that ain't my problem. You're the one in charge of the Code 10. Oh, fantastic, real Father of the Year material right here. Many hours later. I'm sorry, what? I need you to cover the Code 10 for me. Can I ask why you're asking me to cover it? Bruce gave it to you for a very specific reason. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not fit for this job. It's Lord Deathman, isn't it? It's Lord Deathman. And what makes you think I want to deal with Lord Deathman of all fucking people? Believe me, I went to every other person I know. You are my only hope of getting out of this. Fine, I'll do it. Oh my god, thank you, Babs. Under one condition. You deal with him the next time he shows up. You drive a hard bargain. Listen, you either deal with him now or you deal with him later. Pick your poison, Jason. Fine, I'll take the next one. See? I knew you'd see it my way. Just send me over all the details and I'll deal with him later. Alright then. Well, this is going to be a long weekend. Yes, I did completely forget to mention those 2 things. And as well, I've had about 100 other people besides you tell me that I forgot about that. But I've also seen other people mention the fact that if Ben was to scan Thanos, he would become a regular ass Titan, which is not true. And let me explain why. The Omnitrix's scan feature allows Ben to scan any alien in the entire universe and then transform into it like he can do with every other one of his aliens that's already in his arsenal. And when Ben scans an alien, that's the exact same alien that he will become. Like say for example, if he scanned my DNA as a human, he would become me. On all things physically, right down to my very genetics, Ben would become me. And unlike most aliens in the Ben 10 universe, every single human looks different. Whether it be our facial structure, the bone structure across our entire body, our height, our weight, our sex, our skin color, everything about a human is different to one another. Like me, for example, I have that spot just underneath my eyebrow. I've got about 3 or 4 different moles here and there. Not every single human has the exact same features as one another. And the same thing goes for Thanos because of the fact that he has a deviant gene in his genetics, which is the thing that gave him his iconic purple skin color and that big old chin of his. And when the Omnitrix scans another alien, it does not add nor does it take away anything from their genetics. It just scans them, saves them, and then Ben can transform into them later. And yes, Ben would also be able to evolve Thanos or any of his aliens to their ultimate form. Pretty much meaning that Ben can accelerate genetic evolution at such a rate where he is able to make any of his aliens reach their physical peak of evolution. Which basically, in short, just means he can make any species the best they can possibly be on a genetic level. Let me give you some examples. This is Humongosaur, one of Ben's biggest and heaviest hitters in his arsenal. And this is Ultimate Humongosaur. Notice how he's on fucking steroids and got the little like Wolverine things where his claws pop out? Yeah, that's because of the Ultimatrix evolving Humongosaur to be bigger, scarier, and just a lot better in every way, shape, and form. Humongosaur has no range of long-range attacks whatsoever. It's all going to be close range. And then the Ultimatrix evolves him to a point where he has cannons on his hand. This is Big Chill, and this is Ultimate Big Chill. Notice the difference? Big Chill uses ice powers and is vulnerable to fire. The Omnitrix then evolves him and makes him impervious to fire, and in fact makes fire his main part of his arsenal. And each species' evolution is different. I don't know how the Omnitrix would evolve Thanos and what it would change about him to make him better on a genetic level. I think that's kind of open to interpretation. This still shows the fact that Ben whips Thanos' ass back to the golden age of comics. Oh my fucking god. Have you lot seen this fucking trailer? Because if you haven't, that was your first mistake. So please kindly fuck off and watch this trailer, because there's going to be spoilers in it for that. I don't want anyone bitching in my comments about how I never gave them a spoiler warning. So this is your spoiler warning now. The black leather joke. The fucking black leather joke. They say what goes around comes around. And 24 years later, we finally get to see the joke come to fruition. I've been scrolling through Twitter or X, whatever the fuck that app's called, for the last hour. And I see nothing but these jokes, and I love it. I fucking love being a nerd. I fucking love it. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This is a fantastic year to be an X-Men fan. Alright, it's that time of the week again. I gotta record content, gotta bulk record content, because I got a full-time job outside of this. And Liam, what the fuck are you doing? It's Star Wars Day. You have shit to do. Like a whole lot of shit to do. I don't care, it's Star Wars Day. You do realise this is the same day where you do all of your chores as well. Yeah, but like... Star Wars. I do not give a fuck that it's Star Wars Day. Okay, that's a blatant lie. Okay, yes, I do kind of care that it's Star Wars Day, but we got shit to do. Like a whole lot of shit to do. It can wait, it's fine. What do you mean, it can wait? We got cosplays that need to be done. We got money that needs to be saved. We got chores that need to be done. We need to learn how to drive a fucking car. Yes, I can admit all that stuff is very important, but like... Star Wars. This really is the best way to spend our day, isn't it? Hell yeah, it is. It's alright. It's not my favourite look, but I mean, it has potential at the very least. The thing about me is I'm so fussy with like new superhero suits, because I always imagine like different members of that team together and how those suits will blend together. Thinking of like the Justice League on my shelf. Because each member of the Justice League on my shelf, bar Superman and Aquaman, they're from all completely different like variations. As in they're not all from the same universe. Like Batman is just the basic battle damaged Batman. You got Henry Cavill Superman, Twisted Fate, Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, Grant Gustin, Flash, and Jon Stewart from the comics. Need to see what the other members of the Justice League are going to look like, because then they can have an overarching opinion on all the different suits and then nitpick them. I don't know, am I weird for doing that? Okay, this opinion might piss off some Dragon Ball fans, but I've got to say my piece. I do not care if someone argues with this in my comment. I will die on this hill if I have to. Super Saiyan 4 is a better design from everything past 3. Now let me clarify exactly what I am saying. As a design choice, Super Saiyan 4 is better than everything past 3. I'm only talking about the canon forms, okay? So none of this like Super Saiyan 5 to fucking infinity. Let me just defend my point a little bit more. Super Saiyan 4 is not better than this iconic form right here. Nor is it better than Super Saiyan 2 or even 3. The design choice, it far surpasses Super Saiyan God and Blue Evolution, which I've just come to call Royal Blue because I think that's a better name for this. I'm not talking about Ultra Instinct, I'm not talking about Ultra Ego, I'm just talking about forms that are called Super Saiyan, insert number or name here. Because here's the reason why. Every single Super Saiyan form focuses on the hair, and for the most part, that's all it focuses on. Yes, I know that there are eye color changes. I know that in the different grades between Super Saiyan 1 and 2, you have like 4 different grades to make them bulk up. And yes, I know that certain forms remove their eyebrows, or Super Saiyan God makes them look skinnier. But Super Saiyan 4 tackles it all. It does not just focus in on the hair, it focuses on the entire body, right down to the person's personality. And it directly ties their power back to the Saiyan's original almighty form, the Great Ape. Let me know what you think about my hot take in the comments. Started 2 new hyperfixations at the same time, oh god fucking damn it. And they're cosplay ones! I feel like I'm being split in 2, help me. I have come up with another headcanon! Right, now that I have your attention, I have come up with another headcanon. This headcanon isn't really about one individual character, it's about a large group of characters that have a healing factor. So this is characters such as Wolverine, Sabretooth, Hulk, all characters that have some form of a healing factor. Although this is mainly about Marvel heroes who have a healing factor, it could also deal with DC characters who do have healing factors as well, but there would have to be a bit of a crossover element between the two of them. I firmly believe that any character with a healing factor could get tattoos, but the needles would have to be made out of carbonadium. Now, what is carbonadium, I hear you asking? Well, to put it simply, it's one of those comic book type mysterious metals that does one specific thing. We have vibranium, the indestructible metal that absorbs vibrations. We have adamantium, the other indestructible metal that poisons people. And then we have carbonadium. What is this metal shtick, I hear you asking? Well, to put it simply, it slows down healing factors. And although carbonadium doesn't either suppress nor nullify healing factors, it just slows them down. Now, although yes, with enough exposure to carbonadium, it could just potentially nullify your healing factor for a set amount of time completely, but it doesn't do that in normal doses. Let me give an example. Let's say, for example, if Deadpool stabbed Wolverine with a carbonadium katana, that wound would hold on for a lot longer than it normally does. Normally a wound like that to Logan would heal in seconds at a push, but from a metal such as carbonadium, that can take minutes to heal. And then let's say Deadpool finished the job by decapitating Logan, that would be him dead. Now yes, it would be very difficult for Deadpool to cut through that adamantium skeleton of his, but it would still kill him at the end of the day. Now, here's where the headcanon comes in. Allow me to introduce you to a character called Daken, who is in fact the biological son of Wolverine, if you couldn't tell already by the claws. And arguably the most recognizable thing about Daken is his ginormous tattoo. And take this point from someone who has 5 tattoos, alright? I know what I'm talking about. And on top of his claws, Daken has all of his father's genetic mutations. His animalistic and heightened senses, his claws, and of course his healing factor. And I firmly believe that Daken was tattooed by someone who has carbonadium needles, because the radiation from the carbonadium needles would suppress his healing factor in and around the area he was tattooed in. Now I can hear some people saying, oh, why couldn't he use like a mutant suppression collar, for example? It's because of how carbonadium holds on a lot longer than the collars. When a mutant is wearing a power suppression collar, the second that that collar is turned off or removed, your powers come back immediately. But with carbonadium, the effects hold on a lot longer. It takes a lot longer for the radiation from the carbonadium to leave your system. And where the needles are moving so fast to pump ink all throughout of your skin, Daken's system would just not be able to push out all of that ink as quickly as his healing factor would allow. In and around the area where he has been tattooed, he would heal like a normal person. Otherwise, Daken would have to wear one of those power suppression collars for 8 weeks at a minimum, because a tattoo takes a minimum of 8 weeks to fully heal. Now yes, you can take your second skin off between a few days to a week at most, but it takes 8 weeks to fully heal. And even then, his healing factor will probably just push it out, because the second that collar is removed, his powers will be operating at their utmost highest. The constant exposure to carbonadium for hours on end, depending on how long it took him to get that tattoo, would hold on a lot longer, allowing his body to heal at a normal person's rate, so that way the tattoo would not be pushed out of his arm. And this extends to everyone who has a healing factor. So to answer the age-old question in comic book nerd history, would Wolverine be able to get a tattoo? Yes, if he was tattooed with someone who has carbonadium needles. Thank you for coming to my nerdy TED Talk, and please let me know what you thought about my headcanon in the comments below. Okay, can I just make this point real quick? This isn't going to be one of those 10-minute videos where I go on a deep dive of like whatever character I'm hyperfixating on, so just be warned. How in the fuck am I almost at 5,000 followers? What the fuck is happening? And yes, I'm fully aware that this number has gone up a little bit more since making this video, but what the fuck is happening? Can someone please explain the science behind this nonsense, or is this like the X gene where no one knows what the fuck it does? So, I may or may not have had a really good fucking weekend. And yes, sticking on with my branding of forgetting shit, I completely forgot to tell everyone what I was doing this weekend just gone. Yes, you are 100% correct, my friend. And how does he do that, I hear you asking? He stabs Wolverine with a carbonadium katana and then decapitates him. And for the record, yes, that is Beast's hide that Deadpool is wearing. And it's actually those comic panels right there, along with Daken's very noticeable tattoo, which led me to believe my headcanon about people who have healing factors being able to get tattooed via carbonadium needles. Because it just makes sense from a very comic book standard. For anyone who doesn't know, Free Comic Book Day this year landed on the same day as Star Wars Day. First Saturday of May, Star Wars Day, Free Comic Book Day. It was glorious. Well, I didn't have much of a chance to actually go out and celebrate Free Comic Book Day. I had things to do around the house, Star Wars films to watch, lightsabers to twirl, all that stuff. But I did manage to end up picking up one book. That being The Daughter of Wolverine. Now, I was always very aware that Wolverine had at least, like, half a dozen kids. X-23 / Laura Kinley, Dakin, and then like the 4 or 5 he murdered in the death of Wolverine being a couple of them. But after reading this, it got me thinking, how many children does Wolverine actually have? But here's the thing, shit gets real messy real quick when talking about Logan's kids, because there's so many different types of these characters both in different universes and in different timelines. But that isn't even the messiest bit of it. Let me introduce you to Gabrielle Kinley, or Gabby for short, who is in fact one of 10 clones of X-23 / Laura Kinley. You would think that would make Gabrielle and her 10 other sisters the biological daughters of Laura. But no, they are in fact Logan's children, because Laura is a direct clone of Logan, but they are categorized as his children. So with Laura, Dakin, Gabby and her 9 other sisters, that takes our total up to 12 already. We've also got Jimmy Hudson, who is Logan's son in the Ultimates universe. You have Sabreclaw and Wild Thing, who are half siblings on a completely different universe, bringing our total up to 15. Not to mention Rian, the blonde bitch who started this fucking hyperfixation. And then we come back to the Mongols, which are the 5 children Logan murdered that I mentioned earlier, bringing the total up to 21. Then you've got the blue skinned one, Razor, who's Wolverine's son with Mystique, bringing it up to 22. Shit gets messy fast. And there's still probably about a handful or 2 that I don't know about. So at the very least, Wolverine has canonically 22 children. Yes, you could take 3 of those out, bringing it down to 19 because those ones are from alternative universes. But as a whole, Wolverine has at least 22 kids. What the fuck? Dude is a breeding machine. Save some for the rest of us, fuck's sake, man. Which metal is stronger? So in comic book and very nerdy type media, there's about 112 different metals that are supposedly indestructible. In Marvel, you've got adamantium, you've got vibranium, you've got carbonadium, the most recent one being mysterium. In DC, you've got like 10 different nth metals. Nth metal, 9th metal, 10th metal, things like that. Star Wars, we have Beskar. And it's hurting my head because which one is actually indestructible? Like, which metal is stronger? Personally, I want to say Beskar or one of the nth metals, because adamantium, vibranium, and carbonadium have all been broken. Mysterium is a very new metal, so we haven't really seen it in action all that much. And I can't remember if nth metal has been broken, and 9th metal and 10th metal I've only seen like once before. So which metal is actually indestructible and which one is actually stronger? Please answer in the comments. Do that thing, because my brain hurts. For anyone who didn't see a video I posted a few days ago, I went to Comic-Con this past weekend. Same Comic-Con where I met Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann and Sophie Aldred. And I just have to say, they were some of the nicest people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. But that's not what this video is about. And while I was at the event, I ended up picking up this. This is the first issue of Avengers United They Stand. And I have the 2 other issues just underneath it right here. And for anyone who doesn't know, this comic is based off of the TV show that aired between 2000 and 2001. It kind of acts as like a prequel to it from what I've read. But I just have to ask, does anyone else remember this fucking show? Because I do, and the reason is, these are the Avengers I grew up with. Like before the MCU and before Avengers came out in 2012, these were the Avengers I grew up with. Ant-Man, Wasp, Tigra, Scarlet Witch, Wonder Man and Hawkeye. And in the actual show, Falcon and Vision are in there as well, along with Iron Man and Captain America. Thor is talked about and we see him in a couple of pictures here and there, but he was never actually in the show as a character. And upon finding this, I went back and actually found a bootleg website where I could go back and watch the show from my childhood. And I just have to say, this show is fucking awful. How my mum put up with me watching that show time after time after time again, I don't know. And the reason why all the characters look like this is because the show was made after Batman Beyond came out. Marvel saw the show, looked at it and thought, we can do that. Although the show takes place in the modern day, everything is very futuristic. There's a lot of futuristic type tech. A lot of the characters are very heavily armored and don't resemble anything to their comic book counterparts. Most notably Hawkeye, Falcon, Wasp and Ant-Man. Will say, I do like Scarlet Witch's outfit. And you can't really fuck up Wonder Man and Tigra. But the worst part about the show is the fucking intro. It's like techno ASMR. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm glad I found these comics because it was just like a blast from the past and reminded me of my childhood. But like, fucking hell, this show is rough to watch. So me and a very good friend of mine discovered that I can somewhat do Gambit's voice. Like, I can somewhat do the accent. So in order to try and improve my vocal skills, I'm going to come on here, make myself look like a twat, and try and do some Remy voice lines. Don't expect this video to be extraordinarily long, because I don't think it's that good. Ah, come on, Cher. You two make enough noise to wake the half dead. Gambit don't never go where he's not invited. You can drain my energy anytime, Cher. Gambit has plenty. I just realized I should have put this filter on. Fucking shit. Okay, I'm doing one more. The name's Gambit. Mon ami. Remember it. Do you ever think Nightcrawler and Spider-Man have ever had an argument to decide on who's Wolverine's real best friend? Because in mainline comics, Spider-Man and Nightcrawler are arguably the two superheroes that Wolverine is the closest to. Spider-Man and Wolverine pair together like Batman and Robin, whereas Kurt and Logan seem to bond together outside of superheroing and outside of fighting for mutant rights. And by that I mean they bond in their everyday life inside the Xavier's mansion. But who is his real bestie? A very big chunk of me wants to say it's Kurt because of how Wolverine took his death and how he went through everything. He literally went through hell to get him back. But in comics, we've always seen Wolverine and Spider-Man together more often. Yes, there could be a real argument that Spider-Man is Wolverine's best friend and Kurt is Logan's best friend, kind of splitting Logan's personality into two halves: the vicious fuck around and find out superhero, and the short-tempered 5'2" alcoholic that's been through more shit than anyone else could even dream of. But who is his real bestie? I really want to see a comic where Logan sits down Kurt and Peter and it has one of those like who knows me better questions, just to see who is his real bestie. I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you think. You know, with Deadpool 3 coming out and with X-Men 97 that just in, it's making me remember how much of a Wolverine fanboy I actually am. Because this hyperfixation on him will not go away. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of times I put these things on. I am one bad financial decision away from buying a full-fledged Wolverine cosplay and cowl, along with all the new Funko Pops that got released. Like, seriously. Look at this one. Look at that one. Look at this one. Look at that one. This is the one I really like though. I mean, holy snicked. Look at this shirt. My bank account might take these things and kill me. But yeah, Wolverine cosplay definitely coming next. As to when it will be, I don't know, but you can always look forward to it. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of people who have asked me this. So obviously this person and a number of other people who have messaged me in my comments have been asking if Klaus up here on my Umbrella Academy Funko Pop collection is Jesus. This is the Funko Pop for Klaus for Umbrella Academy Season 2, the one where he started a cult and became like a guru. In the context of him in universe starting like this religion, then yeah, he would probably be their form of Jesus, but no, this isn't Jesus. It's not hard to see why people think this though. Oh, that's the last time I ever let Bendy the Cabbage Patch Kid teleport me anywhere. What are you looking at, Wheels? Ah, you're finally awake. How do you feel?
Well, I'm in one piece, from what I can tell.
You are in one piece. My name is Charles Xavier. You're in my school for the gifted.
Which one? Is this the school run by Stuart or McAvoy? These universes kind of meld together after a while.
I am the only person who's ever run this school. I don't know what you mean.
I'm gonna go with neither then.
I know that you're a mutant, just not of this world. What brings you to my school, and more importantly, what trouble brings you to this school?
I've come to save my Earth.
The world is in danger. Is this a new form of threat that your Earth has not encountered yet? I mean, apparently, whatever the threat is, it hasn't been released to the public. However, I've got to save it regardless. And you come here seeking help to save your world. Oh yes, and I need an epic superhero team up to help me save it. Who did you have in mind? There's only one person for the job. I need Wolverine. You wish for Logan to help you, and Logan alone. I can't think of a better superhero to make a movie about and help me save the world in the process. I must confirm the severity of the situation before I allow Logan to aid you on your journey. I am looking through your mind's eye. What are you... Oh, you read my mind. Alright then. Hi, I'm Wade Wilson. You might know me as Deadpool. You might also know me as the Big DP, the Regenerating Degenerate, Captain Never Die. I have a movie coming out July 26th. I better see all of you in theatres because this might be the most anticipated Marvel film since Endgame. I have confirmed the severity of the situation. Oh, and we're back. Okay, so if you confirmed what I'm telling is the truth. Yes, I will begin contacting Logan now. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, time for another shameless plug. He's here. Never mind. Aren't you a little short to be a Wolverine?
What did you just say to me, bub?
So is anyone else going through their 2-week Minecraft phase? Because I am. This is my world so far. Got my house up there in the back, doubled layered farms, all work in progress. I'm building the barn, I got my nether portal down there. And yes, there was my mob farm I was standing on. I also have this. This is my iron farm. No longer do I need to dwell in caves and look for iron. I can AFK here and wait for the iron to come to me whenever I need it. And yes, to keep my monkey brain focused, I am binging my way through Hell's Kitchen. This is the full compilation of season 6 and is fucking 9 hours long. I love the 2-week Minecraft phase. I've may or may not have discovered a glitch. And for the record, Microsoft, please don't fix this, because this is funny. So, if you're on Minecraft on the PlayStation and you're holding sugarcane, this is what ends up happening. Like, what? It's 10 feet tall and floating about 3 feet from me. What is happening here? Minecraft character for scale. It's sunk halfway into the ground. So I've just gone back and recounted all the Funkos on my shelves because I was dead curious as to how many I have now, because I remember the last video I made about them I had 50. And somehow I'm at 60 now. I don't know where half of them appeared from because a few of them were gifts from my best friend, but I remember the last 4 I bought. And if you're curious, the last ones I bought for myself were Spider-Woman, Phoenix, and yes, I did manage to drop her just before fucking recording this, which is where that marker's come from. Old Man Logan. I know I said I wanted to get the yellow spandex, but I'm kind of liking this one a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie. And the Black Knight from Monty Python because I love that film. Also helps I have my favourite part framed. And if you're curious as to what my bestie gave me, Super Saiyan Goku, who looks fucking incredible next to Vegeta. Thank you very much, bestie. And Jack Skellington, because that's the body structure I have. Thank you very much, bestie. As to where the other ones spawned from, I don't know, and I don't remember which ones they are, if I'm being completely honest with you. There's plenty of backspace on these shelves as well for like my Marvel and my DC figures. I want to get some more of the villains like the Mandarin, Winter Soldier, Abomination, some more X-Men as well. A few more members of the Justice League, Alfred, Robin as well, can't forget those two. And of course I've got to get Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy as well to keep Arnold Schwarzenegger company. But anyway, yeah, here's the 70. So I got a new prop a few days ago, and it's a fine addition to my collection. No, it's not a lightsaber. But I don't know what to do with it. Like, I want to get dressed into full cosplay, in position with it, and record skits with it, but I don't know what positions and skits to do with it. Obviously, I'll need these bits and bobs on, but if anyone knows what I can do with this, please let me know. I definitely need a full comic or movie Loki cosplay now. And while I'm at it, I might as well get the daggers and the spear. There's a lot I need to buy. This is how quickly I changed cosplay hyperfixation. This was my hyperfixation 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And then maybe a week after that, went back to this. And for obvious reasons, I went to the Winter Soldier, my favorite version of the Winter Soldier from the Winter Soldier movie. And because my scatterbrain absolutely loves me, I decided to start hyperfixating on Spawn. And I found a really cool face shell that I have plans for to add like the spandex over it and whatnot. And then all I just need to find is the cape and the actual like bandit. And I still have a Wolverine cowl and a Deadpool mask in my basket. Not even to mention the fact that I was making my way through the Book of Boba Fett not too recently ago, so of course I've added like 10,000 Star Wars things in there, specifically Sith robes and Mandalorian armor, and then the Black Series Darth Vader and Boba Fett helmets. And who could forget my favorite TV show as a kid, the Power Rangers. Crimson Thunder Ranger from Ninja Storm, and of course the Down of Thunder White Ranger. I just need to set my mind on one cosplay and do it, because otherwise this is never going to end. Logan, I can't even begin to tell you how unbelievably fucked you are. Oh, come on, Green, it cannot be that bad. Logan, this number is so high, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not paying you to read, I'm paying you to fix this. Logan, this number is bigger than the seconds you've been alive. Okay, now you're just making things up. Logan, do you even know how much child support you owe? I mean, roughly a couple 100 million? Try multiplying that number by at least another 400. I didn't even know that amount of money existed. Logan, are you even taking this seriously? I am, that's why I hired you instead of the blind bastard on the other side of town. Logan, I'm a defense lawyer, not a miracle worker. Well, we gotta figure something out because I don't know where I'm gonna get all that money from. Yeah, you really stuck me in the deep end in this one, Jesus Christ. Logan, do you even know how many kids you actually have? Counting the kids just in this universe, right? Fucking hell, Logan. I don't think you have the ability to judge me after you let yourself sleep with Juggernaut. Oh, for the last time, I did not sleep with Juggernaut. I think it's pretty common knowledge right now that I will not shut up about Deadpool and Wolverine, and the fact that I won't stop milking this topic for content even before the film comes out. But I'm just fucking excited, man. I really want this film to be good. But there's one thing that I really, really hope that they put in the film that needs to be in there. And this kind of ties back to a skit that I filmed and posted a few days ago. That being this one here, where Deadpool from the movies mocks Wolverine for being short. Because with Hugh Jackman asserting the role of Wolverine and being synonymous with the character, we always think, oh, Wolverine is fairly tall because Hugh Jackman is 6'3". But here's the thing. Comic accurate Logan is 5'3" at the tallest. So I am praying that in the film somewhere where Logan and Wade meet for the first time, Wade makes a comment about how much taller Logan is in person, because it's a very on point thing for Wade to do both in the comics and in the movie. And that's the exact reason why Logan's superhero name is Wolverine, because he's short, hairy and ferocious as fuck.